Earthgod here, and it's time to talk about Hell's Paradise. And this episode is kind of like the perfect example of no plan survives first contact with the enemy, or the best laid plans basically get fucked. I really liked this episode, all of the planning, all of the thought process that went into this explanation, how we're gonna do this, achieve this, splitting into group, working out. But then you also see the other side. They have their own plans, and when everything comes together, everything falls apart, so to say. And I liked this episode just being set up for future things, and the pacing is really well done so far for the series. So let's get into it and talk about it. Now, like I said, this episode is pretty much all planning. At the beginning, we see them splitting into two groups. One group going for the elixir, one group going for the escape, finding the escape route underneath Horai to open the gates there and the boats that are allowed to pass, and the monsters were trained not to attack them. The planning phase, everything. I like how May was the one that was giving information, and she's so cute. She needs to be protected. I swear, if something happens to May. And I really liked Gabimaru, what he did in this episode, which we're gonna get into that. And we also had a bit of a training preparation arc with Shion asking Gabimaru and Yuzuriha to teach them stealth, get used to some stealth, infiltrating things. They're gonna try and dodge fighting, and yeah, trying is nice, but we know how that ends up in this episode. And I like Yuzuriha with the glasses. Somehow she's still very hot. Glasses in a girl, like, whoo, she had Santa's glasses, and yeah, that was great. And the small comedic moments there, her trying to teach them to hide their existence with Tao, and I like the foreshadowing of that, tying back to the Tencent, which we're gonna get to, and Gante staring at her ass like the veins were popping out of his head. I get it, dude, I'm with you there. Gabimaru, also the teacher, but he's that type of teacher, like, you know, there are two types of people that can teach you. Somebody that knows how to teach somebody else, that understand that people are different, that know somebody new, or somebody doesn't have experience in a field. Hey, you do this slowly, start step by step. But Gabimaru just like, oh yeah, dislocate your neck, stop your heart just enough so you don't die, do this and do that. And everybody's like, what the fuck? Like, how are you supposed to learn anything like that? But here we have them talking a bit about Tao itself, the differences in status here with abilities, how they are, how they work together, fire, wood, metal, the attributes for that, water, here, earth, all of them being tied together. Shion, kind of the master, explaining a bit of this. But while all of this was happening, I really like the comment from Sage, probably the best comment in the entire episode, saying how at the start and so far their statuses have been very different. Some were the executioners, the criminals. In between here, now we even have the enemy with Mei kind of beat the Tencent. Different groups coming together and working together now compared to how they were before, and I really like that. Kind of taking a bit more time to get to know somebody, and then you can find some similarities, some common goal here. That was a nice small comment, but very important comment from Sagiri here. But also Mei, after this, during the training a bit, sharing information on Tencent, their own attributes, and how you have hindering and healing basically for the Tao. So depending who you fight against, you might have a chance, but if you fight somebody that is your natural enemy, don't take that fight regardless of what happens there. So yeah, that was nice here, and we're gonna have some nice matchups coming forward, which we're gonna get to this. And the groups finally split, one going for the elixir, one for the escape. And I also liked Nurugai kind of talking to Shion, hey, oh, I didn't forget, and them referring for the revenge here that they have also planned, which I'm liking this. They didn't forget about this. But also kind of the highlight of the episode was Mei and Gabimaru's conversation, when Mei saying she wants to leave the island, and Gabi asks her, are you sure you want to do this? Isn't there something else you want to do first? And Mei finally breaks down a bit, being honest, saying that Rien and the Grandmaster are doing bad things. She's still scared, but still wants to see them. And asks them why did they change? What happened? How did they fall down so much? I'm paraphrasing a bit and putting my own thoughts into it, but they used to be good people, but now they turn into this, and we see the experiments that Rien is doing and the Grandmaster allowing things like this. And after that, she wants to live a normal life, and that kind of struck a chord a bit with Gabimaru, sharing some similarities there with him and his wife. So I really hope Mei is gonna achieve this. He needs to be protected. Cute characters like this are my weakness. If something bad happens to them, oh. But I like Gabi instantly saying he's gonna agree to help her, at least get her close to just see them as much as possible here. This was pretty much seeing the point of view of our group, our main character that we saw here. After this, we see the other side with the Tencent, seeing their point of view on what they have been doing the Sage ritual, kind of welcoming a bit Chobei, even though they get a bit into it, fighting their Chobei with one of the Tencent, and Rien breaks up the fighting here, and he wants to investigate Chobei's Tao. And Chobei realizing he's stronger now, but thanks to him being stronger, he kind of realizes how outclassed he is by the other Tencent, especially Rien. So he has to bide his time, play along as much as possible, because he can't defeat them yet. But the more you play along, the more you give out information, and we see it here in this place when Rien takes him to the lab. There, that giant plant, Waitanhuha. I'm sorry if I'm butchering names. You guys know me, I'm bad with names. The refining Tao from humans, that's gonna give you some nightmares seeing that, and imagine being caught into that plant here. I was laughing when, oh, I just need a piece of you to research, and the camera panning is gonna chop off his dick, right? There with the scissors here to investigate Chobei's Tao, because it's very weird, very rare, and very powerful at the same time, but he's still going to train. So yes, Chobei is gonna get cut off, but he also regens here. Then we see the plan actually starting, striking while it's hot, no delaying, no waiting, no and so on. I really like this, just going for it. It's a rush, they're against time, surviving and everything, and I'm liking this, not wasting time pretty much anything, with them infiltrating Horai, Gabimaru, Sagiri, Yuzuriha and Mei there, and using their Tao to see more than just their eyes, to make sense of the palace of Horai, because it kept changing there. The stealth kills were great, and I like how Sagiri saw Gabimaru and Yuzuriha putting in work there, to say the least. They make it inside, it was all working all too well, but unfortunately, like I said, plants don't survive the battlefield here, and we see one of the Tencent waiting inside them. Rao kind of did the same thing like they did, concealing his Tao, his existence there, and we see how they find out Rien got information from Chobei, but not out of torture, because yeah, you see Chobei fully cut up, tortured, tied there, experimented on everything, but he submitted himself to that, and he didn't give the information because he couldn't handle the pressure, the torture, the pain. He just gave it because he still sees the others as enemies, and only he cares about Toma. He spilled everything he knew there, and kind of pointed them, the Tencent, against the humans, saying, hey, they're gonna come to you, you just have to be prepared here. And he just has one condition: to let them know when they're coming, because he can sense their Tao, especially his brother Toma, since he wounded him. But probably his condition is be just don't wound my brother, keep him, he's the exception there, everybody else do whatever you want. And then the Tencent's like, okay, we're gonna do the ritual, Hekiji ritual. That means collect all the Tao and offer them to the Grandmaster. So pretty much seeing the others as offering here. And we see even the group going for the escape, they're met by other Tencent. So how the episode started with Gabimaru saying, if we meet Tencent, don't fight them, we fail. He pretty much called it. Everybody is in a fight right now, face to face with the Tencent. So I'm curious where it's gonna go. Are we gonna have fights against them, or is it gonna be a battle of retreat trying to escape both at the same time or something? I don't know where it's going to happen. Are we actually going to lose more characters, because we know how this series is right now? Characters are bound to die, but don't kill May. Don't kill May. May needs to survive. So yeah, this was definitely a build-up, setup episode, but really well done. I like when everybody's planning and then it goes to shit. But now we're gonna have to see how they're gonna get out of this shit storm clusterfuck. Everybody's involved here. But yeah, let me know in the comments below what you guys thought about the episode. As always, thank you very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, helps me quite a lot, and you guys get the latest videos on the series that I follow. So keep enjoying Hell's Paradise. I'll see you again on the next one. Bye bye.